is Beth Hiley here for BoardGameGeek at Origins 2019. I'm sitting down with Julia Hearn from Greenbrier Games, and you've brought us Helios Expanse.
Yes, I have.
Thematically, what are we trying to do?
Well, thematically, you are a faction of humanity that has left a dying solar system in search of greener pastures. I'm not sure if that analogy
Sunnier
works.
pastures?
Sunnier pastures. Better global scale pastures.
Yeah. Solar
Good.
scale. Yeah.
Good. We're good there. But mechanism-wise, it's a 4X experience that's pared down to under an hour. And
wow.
By under an hour, I do mean like a half an hour to 45-minute gameplay.
Like truly under an hour. Yeah.
Not the hour and 20 minutes. No, we promise. When you play it 50 times, it speeds up. Like that. It's not that kind. Genuinely. Yeah,
you know, when I usually ask like how long a game it is, always like, well, after you've played 50 times, you're fine.
And that is the beauty of it. And also that you can play it for about 5 minutes and teach it, and you've already got the concepts down. So we wanted to have a game that was, nobody has the time to play it for it. Well, that's not true. Some people do set aside that time, and they are magical, wonderful people, and I was one of them, and I no longer have the time. So this was something to help those people who don't have the time anymore, or would like to get people engaged in a 4X experience to maybe then segue into.
And let's just go over what the 4Xs are, just in case people who are watching are not familiar with that. Okay, I'm going to quiz myself to see if I can get this. Explore.
Yep.
Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done this.
25%.
Exterminate.
Yeah.
Exchange.
Expand,
and I completely don't remember. Thank you.
There we go. It's so from those words, it's not a fun co-op, or it's a fun game. It's not a cooperative game. It's not a happy, shiny share the wealth game. It is absolutely we're going to do our best to be the number one top survivors in the new world.
Well, take us through how we're going to take that very big Civ world building meanness that generally is associated with a 2 to 4 hour game and boil this down to under an hour in space.
Awesome. So what we do is we actually have a deck of cards, and the same 11 cards, 7 unique. And what we're going to do is we are going to use them to, let's say, either research or train to level up our military and technology. That's going to give us higher abilities, and if you'll notice, there's a top and a bottom. So all the cards, you can use whatever on the top from the start. As you level up on each of the tracks, you unlock advanced abilities because you are now more military savvy or more better technology advanced. So it increases your movement around the board, your hand limit, but it also allows you to do some additional things. Now, what other things? Well, you're going to want to
like what?
Yeah, move around the board because you want your ships to go from planet to planet, and then you want
our X of Explore.
There we go. And then you want to terraform them. So you want to
That's our X of Expand.
And you're going to want to put a nice happy little
training myself on what
there
the 4Xs are again.
That was good. I like that.
Thank you.
Of course, you're also going to have some cards that you're going to want to, protect yourself. So let's say you might want to invade, where if you have a higher military might than another colony, you can remove them
and exterminate them.
You might not have a higher military strength, and so you might just want to straight up blast them. But at that, it's ship to ship, so you need to be within range. In which case, you're pushing them maybe into an asteroid belt where they now can't terraform, because that's just shooting people out the airlock. Super tacky of you to do to your own people. And then, of course, you're taking damage for that, and that's getting incorporated into your hands. Now, if that happens, at the end of the game, it's negative points.
Right.
And it's also making it, when you're drawing your hand up, you're getting less
Clogs
stress.
up space in your hand.
Correct.
Yeah.
So you are going to do, what we do is, I'm showing you these, but what actually would happen would be, I would put down a card, and we're programming. So I would put down a card, and then you would put down a card, the next player, and you would do that for 5 turns, flip the deck, and then resolve those. And because you only have imperfect information at any time, I mean, you can see what everybody's playing and you can kind of suppose what they might do, but you have a finite rule set, so you have a lot less analysis paralysis because you are going based on what you think potentially could happen, and you don't have that huge range. So yes, it doesn't get the depth of a 4X game,
Right.
but it still gets that feeling, and you don't feel like you're cheated out of choice, because when you flip the deck, it's open-ended enough that you still get, when you're in the moment, unless of course you've been shoved into an asteroid belt, you probably have some choices what you can do with the card, because it's not always just a move card. It could be a move and colonize. So maybe you can't do the colonize, but you're still able to do the move piece of it.
And you had mentioned that there's some unique cards in each one of these decks to at least give you some
Well,
of
for
those.
these decks, no. However, there are factions.
Aha.
So each of the players can pick a faction which has unique abilities. And there's 10 factions, which means there's lots of different variety of choices of what you can do. My favorite is Ceres. Ceres is, they're like the spies. And what happens is you can play a card, instead of playing it face up in the program deck, you can use a ruse card, which you would exhaust. So you would on the side say, I'm going to play a card face down. And you would play one of your cards face down, doesn't matter which one. When it comes up, you can now trade it out for any card in your hand if you choose to.
I love the little flavor text of, yeah, we know.
We know. That's their motto. They each have a motto, and theirs is a little snarky. They're my favorite. So you still get that unique, you have some unique abilities. And yes, at the end of the game.
Which is triggered when?
At the end of 5 rounds.
Oh, that's right.
You will do, you get a point for every colony, a point for every unique sector. You lose points for damage. You get points for being the highest in either track. So it's pretty straightforward. It's easy to score at the end. It gives you an introduction to a game style that might be good for new players, or if you don't have a lot of time, and it gives you that feel in a very short period of time. So it's easily just to pull out, play, put away.
And how many does it play?
3 to 5.
And that's nice to have a game that's on the shorter side for 5, because that's a harder combination to
Absolutely.
find. Yeah.
Yep. And still in under an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys want to check that out, this is Helios Expanse, which is being published by Greenbrier Games. And Julie, do you know when this is going to be available?
It is available now.
Right now being June 2019. So
Yes.
go check that out from Greenbrier. And Julie, thank you again.
Thank you so much.